are discussing the Black Stars. We also saw their performance against Angola, and they have a match tomorrow against Niger. Now, what do you think is happening with the Black Stars? So, Black.
Yeah, good evening to our viewers, in Ghana and beyond. I mean, it's another, great day for us to come here and share our, our thoughts concerning, the so-called best national team in the country. Right, I think that we'll take it back into time and then we'll come back to, yesterday's, game. I think that possibly maybe I may say that I've watched, Black Stars play maybe a little over 20 years now.
Yes.
And the Black Star that I grew up watching is not a Black Star that I'm watching now. Or even let me say, the Black Star that I've watched in the last, let me say, 10-15 years is not a Black Stars now. In the sense that when you watch other countries wearing the national colors of a country, it's a pride that people really want take in. For you to wear the jerseys of the Three Lions, even the Manshaps, or even the Brazilian national team, it comes with lots of pride and some form of history. But it seems that our team in the last 3 or 4 years has been very shambolic.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm just even saying that 3 or 4 years, or let me say 3 or 4 years, because 4 years back, some key players were there, so you couldn't even say that the entire team. But after the exit of some key players in the last 4 years, right, even just the last World Cup that was played, you realize that the team wasn't really good. Now let me come back to yesterday's game, or probably Friday's game. What is really happening? A Black Star that we've known. For me, it is a word. For me, it is a coaching blunder. For me, I think that before so that Apia will come in, I think that the team has been very shambolic, and I think that the better the team gets dissolved, for us to bring in some of the local guys who are hungry for success.
Yes, Apia.
Right now, what we need is a reshuffling.
How do you see the team?
I think it's poor.
It's poor.
Yeah, everything they are doing.
Which department? Is it the entire Black Stars?
The entire Black Stars.
The entire Black Stars.
The coaching. And the coaching. I don't want to bring a GFA, but I don't want to.
Why don't you want to bring them in?
Because they are the ones who are supposed to be managing the whole thing. They are the ones supposed to be controlling everything. And it seems like, I don't know. I will not say they don't care, but I will say like they feel things are going smoothly.
They feel things are going smoothly.
But if they really see what is at stake, they won't be doing some things. Because like Black said, you should bring in the local players, people who are hungry. You get it, they have the passion, right? Because these people, for the past 3 games that I've watched, it's like you don't see any urgency. They don't really show any kind of concern like you want to. Because everybody is playing with the last game, Ghana against Angola. When Jordan Ayew scored the goal, the whole team relaxed. It's like just that goal, they became relaxed. And I don't know what they tell them. Because if they tell them that Charlie, this ball the player has to say we will win the trophy. Nobody say we just want to qualify. We want to win the trophy. You see a certain kind of
agency.
Agents like they are willing to risk a lot. They'll be like, if you ask them, they'll be like, they have a career outside, so they don't want to get injured. But bro, you are doing it for your nation. You should be a bit patriotic.
So Black, do you think our coach is lazy? Straight through. Do you think he's a lazy coach?
Yeah, lazy. I think even if there's a word more harsher than lazy, I would have described him in that. Not that he's lazy. He's clueless.
He's clueless
about the game, in a sense that on that day, standing at the touch line, I didn't know what he was really doing. Who was he directing? Who was he speaking to? He was just moving to the foot. He couldn't even make any significant changes.
Yes.
The players that came on board, what impact did they bring onto the game? Zilch.
And look at the time he actually made his first change.
And I was even wondering as to what the technical team was also doing. Couldn't they have spoken with the guy that Charlie? Hey, Bema, we are down, so let's try and do something. After the equalizer came, we should have rather brought on some more formidable guys.
Yes.
So I think for the coach, like I said, he doesn't. I mean, for the coach, the team is beyond his
pedigree.
Exactly.
Because I didn't know the position, the kind of style they were playing. I didn't know whether they were playing offensive.
I think it was more or less like you protect the goal post.
Were they protecting the goal up here? I didn't see that because I saw them in
they pack the pass and then open up the midfield a bit and then give one more.
They didn't really pack the bus.
Why they didn't pack the bus? What I think is like
it was a one-top
game. The midfield.
Yeah, it was a one-top, but I didn't really see. It was when you park the bus. That means your bus is not penetratable.
Yeah.
Something.
Our midfield was very, very.
But meanwhile,
it's impact.
Meanwhile, it was
penetratable.
A bus that everyone could penetrate. Even the players that were not that fast, they could penetrate. The passes were just going through us, just like that.
So me, what I'm just trying to say, like our midfield was very, very fluid. Balls were just entering, and I don't see any defense.
Fully permeable or semi-permeable?
Fully permeable. Everybody played. And you ask me, what is this like? Because me, I'm not really that good, but the small Black Stars I saw when I was a bit younger. Charlie, you can't just be doing this. Angola and Sudan are not teams.
They are below us.
They are way below us. Like this our table, we should top it.
It seemed to be a cheap group for us. Now, you said the coach is clueless. Now, Apia, do you think the guys are not patriotic enough?
The coach?
No, I'm speaking of the players.
The players, right?
Because you don't see that agency. They come in and they play.
I think first of all, the guys are not patriotic because of the coach.
Because of the coach.
Yeah,
really?
because if the coach...
Before you continue, we've had successive coaches. You see, the downfall of the Black Stars is not a one-time thing. We've been coming down. We used to get to the finals and then the semi-finals. Now, it got to a point we couldn't pass by the 1/16th. It got to a time we couldn't get outside the group stages. And now we've got to the time where we didn't qualify. And most of we've changed about 4 coaches over the period. So is it a thing of the players or is the coaching department, or probably the coaches have been dictated to on which players to put on the field?
Well, that side
you don't want to enter the well. Do you think the players are patriotic enough?
The players, they are not patriotic because of the coach.
Because of the coach.
Because like when you have a coach who is really, really leading you in a certain manner, you have no other way around. You have to be patriotic. You have no choice. Like you have to be patriotic. Because if the coach is telling you that this Charlie, if you don't do this, we go bench you. He's making it a certain kind of competition, right? Aside the fact that he's making it, he's playing you are all playing for this thing.
But I like the point you raised.
Because but the thing is that it's a certain competition. There's no competition there.
The coaches over time. In fact, when Siki Akono became the coach, some of us were excited because we thought probably it could be a blend of the local and then the foreign players. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. The same thing went up. Now I realize there's no really competition for the foreign players. Do well in your foreign club and then you have an automatic call up.
And it's not supposed to be like that.
Are you getting the point? So is it supposed to be that? Because if I do well in the foreign club and still come to the national team and flop, I'll still be called. Let me score 5 goals in the season and I know I have an automatic call up to the Black Stars. Do you think that's the way to go?
A big no. A big no in the sense that there is between football club and national club and national team very vast difference, because for club football week in week out you are playing now. For national team probably maybe a whole year you can play as many as 4 games.
Yes,
right. So now coaches must set
so week in week out you are playing in the sense that you are playing the same caliber of players
exactly
over time, so you get used to them.
But with the national team sometimes you can even play with set of different players. Probably maybe a player that they share the same position with could be injured. Another player can be brought on board who is new to you. So in this case, you have to adjust. So in this case, the coach, you see, sometimes people, you see, if you are put on a certain job or if it's a particular job, regardless of the job given to you, you must think ahead.
Okay.
You must think ahead and know that in the next 2 days or in the next week something can pop up, so you must always have plan B.
Okay.
But in this case we don't have plan B, in a sense that players must know that this is national team, and with national team you are coming to meet your fellow brothers on the continent. Okay, who also be very hard, who may be skillful as you are. So in this case, we must have a certain criteria for player selection. Okay. And even for player selection, even with the first 11, we must still have what? A criteria. Because the blaster that we are all talking about is not like the blaster we used to know.
Yes.
Unlike the days of Apia, Steven, Muntari, and Asamoah, where week in, week out, they are commanding playing time in Europe and other parts of the world, and they will still come to the national team to the extent that coaches wouldn't have to work hard on them because they know they are left and right.
Okay.
These are players that can easily play as a team without even listening to
very good
exactly coach. Because I mean they are
with the line. I see where you are coming from. Yeah, it's more or less like it's mostly dwells on the players.
Exactly.
Even as a coach.
No. I'm saying that you see, as a coach, you must know the caliber of players you are dealing with. Yeah. Because currently, if you're talking about the Blasters team, as compared to this team, this Blasters 10 years, 15 years back,
yes,
you can't compare.
But I see,
it's a big insult in the sense that the coach must.
There's something I want to ask, then probably Apia will come in. Now I see back then, you were speaking of Stephen Apia.
Yeah.
Back then, they were not just foreign players that were called into the Blasters. They were players that had played through.
Very good. So
some had played our league.
Very good.
Like ACN, Muntari, they played
all of it, including Apia.
Yes. So they played here before they had a foreign contract. They were bought into foreign countries. So more or less like they've played here. They know the soil. They know how to play. But in this case, what we see now are not players. And those days, because we are bringing in the local players into the national team, they were easily seen and then they easily buy them.
Yeah.
But in this current era, we don't put them in the national team. They don't see them. They don't buy them. And then the players we bring are players that usually have not even played in the soil of Africa. They've never played here before.
Never been to their motherland before.
They've never had that transitioning before. So we don't bring them in because he's playing a foreign country, but he's never played here before. So when you speak of ACN and Apia and stuff, Muntari and all, there was that kind of passion. I don't really think it's a club they play outside. I just think it's a passion they had for the team.
Well, I think that sometimes too, the club they played also had much influence on the Blasters, in the sense that if you are ACN and you are playing under Mourinho, right? If you are an Asamoah playing under Steve Bruce, if you are Pia playing in Fenerbahce, if you are Asamoah playing in Indonesia, same as Kojo Asamoah playing in Juventus.
Yes.
I've forgotten the name of the coach, probably one of the big guys in Italy. I mean, you see, there is no room for failure. There is no room for disappointment, because these are guys who just walk into the first, who probably at that time could have walked into the first level of any team in the world. So coming here, these are guys who even played among themselves, maybe to understand locally. Are you getting my point? Because talking about Muntari, Peto, Asamoah. Okay, let's say Asamoah was quite younger. Okay, so they played the local league, and these are people who, like you told, they had passion. They know what they want. Are you getting my point? And you see, let me tell you, sometimes you see, I mean, for you to be called an exceptional player, or for you to really make an impact in a national team, you must excel both at club and the country. And sometimes when they come to the country, sometimes they bring in some of the club, because the local coaches here don't have to work much on them. Yours is to come, and then you see the only thing that they have to come in, steady or get you is the local TF.
Now, the local TF and not said like you see. Yeah. We have players like Thomas Partey.
Yes.
We see his performance in England. He comes here. We don't really see that. We have what's the name? Jordan Ayew. Now, yes, he scored a free kick, but after the free kick or before the free kick, he was a flop of the game. I didn't really see what he did in the whole game. Now, they also play under very good coaches, but when you come, you see some balls that you need to really fight for. Now, watch Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is not playing under any big coach now in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But whenever he comes to his national team, you see, yesterday, 2 days ago, he scored a bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Very marvelous one.
Yeah.
And looking at a guy of his age,
almost 40.
But that passion is there, so he's not even scared to even jump and give a bicycle kick. But you come here and then a player loses a ball and walks like this guy. So personally, I think it's the passion.
Yeah, the passion.
But what of the coast to coast? Do you think if we actually build our coast to coast football like the way we had Manly Stars and all that, where they used to play and all that, before transitioning into the local league and before being bought outside, makes the player grow
So all of those things are necessary, right? But right now, with the way the Ghana football has become too political.
Okay.
And also too financial.
Yeah, we can't take the politics, the football politics out of
it.
Conversation.
Yes.
It has really come to dominate, and it's worrying the whole thing. Like, because people are good, but because of the politics around the football, they're not selected, right? So it makes it look like you not get a recognition.
Yes.
So the boys right now, all they want is to travel outside.
Exactly.
I have guys who are playing football here. They are all good, but they don't want to even play. They don't even care about Black Stars or anything.
They just want to make money and come.
Yeah, they just want to get an opportunity to go outside.
So they are recognized.
Yeah, so that they can get recognized. They want to be smart and chain or you can mention certain amount of money to you. So now the mentality for the football itself has changed, because those days somebody is playing or born you're fan in Division 1, then he goes to Division 2, whatever, then he gets the opportunity to play for the Black Stars. They felt proud when they were playing for the Black Stars, but now they feel like Black Star is a part-time, so let me just get some part-time deal and they go away. They don't really kill it. That's why people are now, a lot of Ghanaians on Twitter and on the media space are saying that the GFA should give the local players a chance. They should start recruiting more local players and start shunning
the foreign players. Well, it's like creating a competition for the foreign players.
We should make the foreign players realize that they are not the only ones who are capable.
So do you think if we use the monies we give to the foreign players are quite huge. If we use those monies to develop our local league, more or less, like we buy the embassies to give some people play the local league and I paid about 500-600 cedis per month,
and even with that one they are old months.
Yes, meanwhile someone comes and plays this match and give the person like 100,000 70,000 so that's quite unfair. You understand? Don't you think the monies we give to these foreign players, we can use these same monies to actually develop our local league, make our league up to standard? Because if you look at the Moroccan team that did so well in the World Cup, most of the players were local players. Now they have developed
Angola, they are local players.
Let me use the Sudanese team that Kusiapia brought to. Played Roy and then beat us in Sudan. They are local players. So don't you think Egypt? Don't you think we need to beef up the local league in order to create a sort of a competition for the foreign players, so that it's not an automatic caller because I'm scoring goals. We'll compare head to head. Right. How is this person faring? How is this person faring?
Well, very good. I think that maybe I'll need some time to speak broader about this issue. So I'll take them from different perspective. So now we're talking about court football, right? I have also played court football before. They shouldn't think that we are just graduating to board. We've played court football. I've played under 12. I've played under 14. But my mother said I should go to school. So Charlie, good evening to my mom. Right? But anyway, I mean, it is all part of life. Maybe someday, if I don't, maybe my child will be in that position. So now, court football, right? And you realize that even after school, do your homework, get to the park, and it was like the talent were abound. We had team A, team B, team C.
Everyone
is telling you. Some are, some along the way had contracts. We were told that some had flight, but I didn't see any of them play for the Blasters anyway. But at least some of them maybe had good impact in other parts of the world. Others to move to other. But you see, it was true good football that we had the likes of Asamoah, Steven Appiah, Michael Essien, and all the greats, even including Pele. Right? Where Pele grew up in a neighborhood, Kotobabi. That was where my father used to live many years back.
Oh, okay.
Right? I was born in Kotobabi.
That is Pele and his brother.
I'm talking about Apidi Pele. Right? His dad was a night watchman. Okay? My dad and some friends knew his dad way back, let me say in the 60s. Right? Before Pele became Pele. Now, these were people that used to play at Wembley Park at Kotobabi.
Kotobabi, yes.
The one close to Abafana. Very good. Because it was quite close to our house. So sometimes we used to go and play. Even when he set up his Nanya team, when we used to we saw some of the players Dede and then Rahim and the rest. Proper coast football. When you move around the Kotobabi neighborhood, we had like cluster of schools, and for each cluster of school we had a park. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Agbilene large, Malebo, right? and it was true that we had some players.
So before you even finish your schooling,
exactly. So some of the great players we had, Yapreko and the rest, they all came from court football. Are you getting my point? So for now, I resolve that the court football setups produce Steven Appiah, setups produce Asamoah. Can we speak of setups today?
No.
Very good. So the court football itself has totally been relegated. And Appiah was speaking about football administration.
Yes.
You see, when we talk of football administration, right? I think maybe one of these days we'll bring the German philosophy here. Their plan, something they did from the 90s, right? Now they had something like, if it's not Germany, forget about it, right? So that's how come they were to produce some of the greatest strikers we've seen in the world. So now you ask yourself that football itself is start from the foundation.
From the foundation.
And you see, it starts from the foundation, then you come to the local league.
Yes.
Are you getting my point? And these days you ask yourself that how many local players are even up to the standard? Just a few. Because Obia is also in football. And you see, I wouldn't blame the players. I'll blame the FA, because it's as if the FA is all about Black Stars. It's as if the FA is all about Black Stars. Where they pay the money?
Don't say it's as if the FA is all about Black Stars.
Very good.
Let's be they're all about Black Stars.
Yes, to the extent that because I mean, how many FA officials go do? I mean, just this afternoon, I think Kotoko lost to a certain team by 2-0.
Yes,
I get my point. So now, you see that they have, and Appiah just said that the local boys, some of them are very passionate, some too just want to travel. So now I'll come back to what I was even saying as to how court football can really be groomed. Now the Blasters has become a cash cow. The Blasters have become a cash cow and ability to make money. Yes. And I think that you see there must be a strong criteria as I say. And you see the FA themselves, must bow their heads in shame. They have really shot themselves in the foot, in the sense that they don't even know how to manage football. And you see, football administration, right, goes beyond Mete Profo, goes beyond Mako School. Sometimes you need the real guy, those who have played the game, to be among the administration and help.
Yeah.
So if you have done your administration at Liverpool University, fine, do that. Pele has also done his administration on the field. He has been there since he's done that. So with this one, it will come back to the administration and then the technical team. Are you getting my point? In a situation where we don't recruit the qualified or the competent people. Look at what happened to Zambia in 2012 when they won it. It took the likes of Kalisha Bwala to help them win their first ever world tournament in 2012. And even that one again. Exactly. That was the last time they won. Yeah. And even I think they defeated us in one of the yes. So my point for Zambia. Yes, and even they defeated us when we had the creme de la creme or some of the creme de la. Yes, when the boys were really in their A game, they defeated us. I get my point. So in this case, football administration has really sunk, and I think that Kurt and Co must really visit, because the other day I read a post of him saying that there is no way he will resign, because he still think that he's the best man for the job.
But I see, don't you think at times at times it also depends on the general mentality of Ghanaians as a whole? Because see, I'm coming, okay, because now I have someone who is playing on a bad pitch here, not playing under a so-called very good manager, and still manage to score free kicks. Not just one, not just two. Plays very well, gives correct overlaps and all that. And then you have someone who plays on the finest pitches, have the finest league, the finest coaches, and still scores this one goal. And the one playing in the bad conditions here is able to score 15 goals. Between the two, who would you choose as better off? Because you see there's an effort. But when you mention local players here, usually the things you hear people say, it's kind of appalling.
Yeah.
Now, just don't you think at times the way we think and the way we talk is one way that actually puts fear in the minds of those in charge to fail the local players? Because if you fail the local player and he makes a mistake, Everyone started lambasting you. There was a foreign player. Why do you use a local player who doesn't know anything, who doesn't have experience? When you use a foreign player who flops, we all fold our arms and sit and then insult the coach, and then it's a mild. What's your take on that?
So it's a very, very interesting question about like, but you see, that's why at the beginning of this conversation I was attacking the coach, because as a coach you are supposed to not only lead the team, you should get to a point where you understand the players you are dealing with. I think Sir Black said a similar thing. You should know that this player is like this. You should know all your players and their personality. Aside the ball they are playing, you should know their personality. So if the player is going in a certain way, you should let him understand that, Charlie, this thing they do, you are doing it, it's a serious thing, you're not just joking. There are lots of people in the country looking at us and wanting us to win. So if you bring the local players inside, they are also trying to flop. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The local players are also flopping. Then now we could say that, oh, the local players are flopping, so you go use a foreign player. So you should be trying new things. You should not stick to one. That's the problem with our current coach right now. He is not.
But that's the risk I'm speaking of.
Yeah, and
I'm scared.
Yes, but you should not. But we are in a point. We are in a point where you shouldn't be. I mean, you shouldn't be scared. You are a coach. After all, you are the coach. You are the boss right now. So you should be doing. If you look at other coaches, Guardiola and Mourinho, there are times where they do some tactics. Like, what is that they do? Yes, and sometimes it flops. But at the end of the day, you try something new. Don't be sticking to one move all the time, because that one move always is failing. So try something new. Add a new set of players. You could even reshuffle the whole squad. You are the coach.
You said something earlier on. I think you also mentioned the same thing about the politics in football.
Very good.
Now, with the politics in football, at times they select the players you need to play with, or certain players that have to be part of your squad.
Very good. I think that when it comes to politics, it is everywhere. However, if it is politics that will bring about results and also bring about player development and team development, why not? Now, you see, Apia was talking about politics back. Yeah. Now, you ask yourself that when you continue to select that player who keeps flopping. Now, don't forget that he's back home, he's flopping, right? His foreign coaches are also watching.
Yes.
Right? He flops. Then they go like, okay, so this player, does it mean that he's only for club? Right? So let's say if that same flop transcends in his team, right? Then you begin to hurt our nation, where we have very interested. Now, let me go back to the early 2000s, right? Yeah. Where Kotoko and house players were used to play forward. They were used to play, they were failed for some friendlies.
Yes.
2006, prior to our qualification to the World Cup, it took the likes of Chastela and Ku to help Ghana qualify. But at the end of the day, how many local players were selected? Even some players were on standby. Go and check that. Yes. That particular one. Yes, I think it was only Dankwe and one local player who were selected. And even with Dankwe, his leg never cleared the ball. Right? And
our last World Cup, we took a free Benye.
Very good. He was on bench throughout the years.
In fact, yes, we played a friendly before the World Cup.
Very 2 years back.
2 years back, and then he did so well. I don't know whether it was it against Switzerland. He did so well.
It was against Switzerland and Korea as well.
Yes, he did so well.
Yeah.
But he never kicked the ball.
Very good.
In the competition.
Yeah, it was like a friendly against Switzerland. I was saying, right? If you don't give the local players a chance, now you see one thing is that the more you give the local players a chance, it motivates the other local boys that sometimes it's not about traveling abroad. Let's play let's say 2 maximum 3 seasons before we leave the country. But these days the local boys are also leaving.
There's nothing here.
Because there's nothing here. And more of a, I mean, what is it?
You never get a blaster squad up.
No, even aside that, how much are you paying them? Now take your mind to early mid 2000s, right? It took the likes of Hassan Shiata of Egypt. They won the World Cup of Nations 3 times in a row. 2006 when they hosted it. They came to Ghana. They won it. Angola 2010. We played against them in the final. It was Gedo who did us the what? Yeah. Last minute goal. It was like dying embers. Agbina. Right? So this was a team, Black Star team that used to play the either semis or finals.
Yes.
But even now, to even qualify, Are you getting my point? So now you see the thing is that I keep saying that you must have a plan B. Plan B is when the foreign players, the foreign players are not really getting the result. Then, as a coach, you bring in if why not? You can select 7 local players.
Should it take us this long? Should it take us this long to think that way? Because we've had the good players like Asamajan and Stephen Appiah.
Probably some will say we never won anything.
Foreign players, but all the trophies we've won in Ghana
were won by local players. So let's say 82.
90% local players. I'll bring you that statistics probably in our next discussion. 90% all the trophies, all the 4 AFCONs we've won. Local players. And even if you look at the under 20 competition, the one we won, the under 20 we won.
That was 2009.
Exactly. You could see we had a
2009.
We had a lot of local players there.
Yeah.
Someone in Kum and all that. They were on the
I think it was only Ayu who was a foreign player with Marcel.
And we did that great in that competition. When we got to the final,
was a local squad.
When we got to the final against Brazil, so many people doubted.
We win.
But we won.
We won.
So why is it that the local players have consistently shown us that they can do it, and yet still we never look at them?
And you see,
you speak. No, we are all speaking now.
It also boils down to the coaches we used to have back in our local league, and also some of the junior national teams. Right, so you could talk for coaches like the late I think Bashiru, and then we had Pakuzi Fabian. So Pakuzi Fabian managed all these guys from Ransford Inkum, Ransford Osei to Samuel Inkum, and that was squad to Daniel Ado to Jonathan Mensah, that squad, right? Very good. And you see, during that time, the local coaches, the Premier League local coaches, and some of the junior national teams, had that kind of bond where they could challenge this guy, or Abia, or Haas, Kotoko, or Lions, or Breku Chelsea, or this or that, Liberty. Okay, let's move him into under 20. Manebe bought some kind of friendlies. So that kind of thing was there. Right, and Danyantichi, it is rather unfortunate that he was caught in some kind of rot. But I would say he was a good administrator.
In fact, we are now seeing when you lose the good.
He was. Just that his money consciousness.
I want to bring this into now, Appiah. Don't you think we, the public, I mentioned something earlier on. We could also be blamed for the bad performance of our Black Stars. Now, when there's a country with a good league, usually automatically has a very good national team. Now, we can put as much money as we want in our local league, but if we don't patronize the local league, we'll still not really have the effect. Back in the day, where our fathers and stuff, even when we were growing, used to patronize the local league. They watch it. If you don't see arguments on foreign clubs, it was mainly House of Folk, Kotoko, Olympics. Those were the hazards. Those were the arguments.
11 wise.
When you play the local league, even though the monies were not enough, when you walk in this area, you see a celebrity.
I'll give you an experience.
You understand? You see, you like you're a celebrity. Now all of a sudden, we are not watching the local league. At times, a crucial match, and you see the stadium not even half filled. So the players themselves are not really that motivated any longer. Probably might not even know the league, the team leading the league this season. Because
or even the striker.
We don't know them because we are not watching. And this time it's been televised. You are seeing it.
Exactly.
TV3 has what's the name?
Start time.
Yes, the players are not also that motivated. So you could see a player in a league. As the league leaders, he will just walk, pass by your house
and no one recognizes him.
No one knows him. So are we also to blame for it?
First of all, I don't think Ghanaians to blame.
No, we are not giving. We also not motivating our players. The reason why we keep on patronizing.
How should we motivate our players?
The reason why we keep on patronizing the foreign leagues is the way they've made themselves.
Have you also gotten to the? You have to also think about the fact that the reason why we Ghanaians as a people, some of us or most of us have lost interest in the Ghana football is because people have come to realization that they don't really care.
Who don't really care?
The players don't care.
No, I'm speaking of the Ghana league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Ghana local players.
Yes.
some of them are losing interest.
No. If you watch generally, let me even just use this season. If you watch generally, see, they are playing very fine football. Now, Hassan Kotoko have been relegated to the small. In fact, last season Has nearly went to relegation.
Yeah, I know.
This season they are in 4th and 5th position.
Yes.
Now, if you watch the teams that are leading the league this season, and even the teams that went to the Mediama, they're the teams we didn't really know.
All of that.
They are playing well, but we're not watching.
There's a lot of politics.
We are not watching.
A lot of politics that have entered Ghana.
But I'm speaking. Why are we also not watching?
I think I want to
we could bring it. It's a whole lot of things. After that one, it's a whole lot of factors.
Don't you think so? Don't you think we need
I think we should go. I'm saying that there's a whole lot of factors. Because you are watching football, Ghana, we don't really like things that concern our country. Those days we did, but now
the way we are selling it
first of all, we are not really. First of all, the Ghana league itself it doesn't look attractive.
It's attractive now, unless you watch to see.
It doesn't look at see. They could do a lot of things to make it much more attractive. The pitches, the stadiums, all of that, they're not really the place. The whole thing doesn't look attractive as compared to
because you're watching a foreign.
No, we can't. Maybe we can't get.
But they are developed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we can't get there, but we could try. Because even the players are people that play football, and they are saying that Charlie, the stadium, the park, the whole place.
No, my argument is that.
It's not attractive.
No, my argument is that. Why don't we also make it a point
I know
to watch it, or at least follow their statistics, just like we do the foreign leagues. But the foreign leagues, they really don't do us any good. The league that would do us good is the one we've actually also neglected. So there's not just the FA that is really neglected, but we're also neglecting the league.
That theory, then that theory you are giving, that's how, first of all, I think that's how Ghanaians we are. We don't, because it goes across, but not only football, every other thing, music and all of that. Ghanaians always like the foreign stuff. You can't take it away from, that's how we are. Okay. But it's you to find a way, it's you as the GFE to find a way to make the football in the country attractive. Well, there's a way you could do it.
I feel back in the day we still didn't have fine pitches. So some of the parks, but we're still watching our matches.
I think that one, you see, factors.
Yes.
Then let me say I can give about 4 or 5 factors.
Okay, you give the factors. Yes.
So now the first factor we have to do with, we are looking at the quality of players, right? When the likes of Chastela and Ndomboti used to dominate the league for like 6 years consistently,
yes,
right? Everybody will go and watch maybe even a Hearts versus Olympics.
Yes,
that is more or less like regional derby.
But okay, right. I want to. And see, that's the point.
Very good. Now I'm coming.
Back in the day,
I'm coming. You see,
we didn't watch. We are not.
No. Even back in the day, right? Back in the day, there was football made in Germany. There was football made in Italy.
Exactly.
That was 70s to 80s.
Exactly, but we're not really particular about
simply because one, society wasn't as modern and digitalized as it is now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now those days, the only station you can watch, you don't have any other choice. TV.
You'll be watching the matches.
And even without one, they wouldn't show you all the games. You only watch highlights on sports highlights.
You have to go to the stadium.
Very good. Then you have to go to the stadium.
So but then your interest.
Very good. Very good. And even without one, you ask yourself that the game was mainly watched by our fathers, our elderly brothers, and our uncles. You'll be young to go there because maybe your father wants to send you along. Like the way my father used to send me to a class stadium years back when I was a kid.
You watch
now.
You finish up.
So now you go and watch Chastela play. You go and watch maybe Manosego 4 play. Very good. You go and watch maybe Dombote play, or you go and watch Ismailado play. Very good. So now the player quality was there. Are you getting my point? Now that was that was a great avenue for them to vote for the GFA or the Ghana Premier League, to sell the league. Now, even though we were saying that the stadia weren't in good condition, but at least to a certain level, looking at the development of the country as at that time, I think it was quite okay because in this case, yes, we were looking at our level that we didn't have much to innovate or to get to the light of the
stadium. Fact that we are not really watching football outside.
Exactly.
We didn't get something to compare.
No, that's what I'm saying. That very good. So in this case, very good. So the comparison bit was there.
Because if you look at the players playing now, I'm not sure the Chastelas and the Don Botis are far outreaching. Like they are far better than these current players. These current players are very good. See, if you watch, did you watch? If you watch like the match between probably Vision and probably Hasso Kotoko, you could see that this is classy play. But we are all not watching. But you see, so I can say that watch. And I don't know any of the players.
The thing was that this same stadia that we're playing our local leagues, this was the same stadia that our foreign players came to play our friendlies. And I bet you that probably some of them, and to the extent that some of our FA players even travel with they travel to international tournament with our junior teams and blasters. So actually told me that that during those years they never saw better stadium in England, in Germany, in Spain, in Italy, in France, in Turkey or wherever they saw. But it was just that CKD. I get my
point. So they're not really committed.
They're not really committed because you see in marketing, they say that if you don't innovate, you die. In marketing, if you don't innovate, you die. So when the likes of Chastela and Co were dominating the league, our stadium was just like they say. The thing was that some people didn't bother about the stadium, so it was just about the players. I'm going to watch Chastela, I'm going to watch Dombo, I'm going to watch Ishmaelado. I get my point. But in this case,
do you remember when Chastela was moving from
Kotoko, right? As being transferred to a big city. Very good. Daily Graphic dedicated a whole front page to Chastela. Which will never exist in any part of the world. Yes. I get my point.
Those days. See, there was a conference. Is it a Confederation Cup where an African competition?
Competition.
They played, and then the two of them came to meet at the final.
The finals.
Yes. First cup. That's what they didn't play the Confederation Cup.
Yeah, that's one.
But the stadium disaster, the May disaster, May 9 disaster. You see the number of people that went there.
Yes.
We lost over 100 people there.
Very good.
So many survived.
Yes.
But the stadiums were always filled to capacity. That is what we have.
That's what I'm saying.
You think we need to bring that back?
And that's what I'm saying. That you see
the love we have for blasters. Very good. You need to bring it back.
You see the love. You see the love. You see during that time, players were playing for passion and not basically for money. I was telling our cash cow. I get my point. People have sacrificed. What are the likes of Reverend Osei, those who won the championship for us? I'm talking about our four, outcomes in the cup. What about them? They played with passion, but they had they were exceptionally talented.
My point is that even if there's no money, and then I'm being recognized as one of the good players in the league.
The thing is that the players are not known because we don't patronize the league. And the thing is that infrastructure.
Because my point is that let's forget all the infrastructure and everything. Let's love if we also tend to love
simply because see the thing is that with marketing, people always want to value for a product paid for. Are you getting my point? Because things has changed in the sense that I keep saying that if you don't innovate, you will die. They say that you can't continuously do something repeatedly. It will become boring. You need variety. I get my point. So in this case, you can watch the Spanish league, you can watch La Liga, you can watch Bundesliga, you can watch EPL, you can watch maybe the Portuguese league because you are getting quality. You are watching the stadium. Look at the flamboyance and those things because society has advanced.
So you feel we slow down
our infrastructure. Infrastructure is a factor. And even to the extent that sometimes you watch a Ghanaian Premier League game where people are sitting on people's roofing sheet watching a game. You watch a game where players do you know what they do? Right after getting off the bus, we don't even have a tunnel, so it's like the grass itself. You can even see the soil particles there. So players are just playing in players are just playing in sand, and it's so attractive. And even the camera quality. So before it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot in a sense that years back, right? So assuming we still had a black and white TV, I don't think people patronize it. But so it's about advancement, and also
one factor I would also want us to consider is like the economy. When I say this is what I mean.
No, you see, when you talk about football economy, I would disagree with you.
Football economy. You see, you have to have money in your pocket before you can watch a game.
No, you see,
it's a factor.
No, you see,
no, but
currently it's a big no in the sense that I mean, sometimes some of the Premier League games
they are free.
Some are free.
The Premier League are open.
I'm talking about Ghana Premier League.
Yeah,
Ghana, some of them free. People still don't go. People still don't go because what I want to
try is calculating the transport.
No, it's not only the transport. If me and Gina my now I'm going crazy because I need a certain amount. Well, I need money in my life. I want to go and watch it.
Very good. So in this case, what you can do is that's why
it could be free. I won't go.
No, that's why. Okay, fine. So that is you.
Yeah, but
that is you.
I'm not speaking.
So let me say that in this case, if we don't have money to watch the game, but talking about passion, we all don't have money, but we sometimes do watch the game. So in this case, the argument is quite contradictory.
Now, Black was saying earlier on that at times it depends on how the whole thing is marketed.
Yes, marketing.
Now. You don't have money.
Marketed.
But do you believe?
Are you saying that marketed outside?
No. We are speaking about.
We can still do it because
we don't have money. Because I don't have money.
Yeah.
But it's a recreational activity.
Very good.
Something that could make you relax.
Anything.
Something that can make you happy. You see, it reduces the stress.
And it's great employment.
One reason why. One reason I'm raising us not patronizing it is that you see when we increase our patronization for our local league.
Now you see,
I'm coming. When we increase our patronization for the local league, now we earn so much money for the local league. We get to pay people for the local league. We get to there are lots of things that come in play. You see, when you go to the foreign countries, you watch the foreign leagues.
You have the photographers, the videographers.
See, everyone there is earning money.
Something.
Apart from that, those actually marketing and showing their videos like what we are doing and all that, they're also earning their money.
Yes.
Now, people buy tickets for a whole year.
A whole season. Yeah.
So, time this open our ticket again. They are so passionate that's why they get enough money to pay the players, because the payment of the players mostly isn't coming from the ones who have the team. It comes from the patronization of the clubs of the matches and probably sponsorships. Did you get it? So when we don't patronize, when you don't go to the stadiums, even if they are charging one city, when we don't go there and we all want to sit glued to our TV sets and then watch, these are the things that happen. So personally, I also think for me, I also think that I think it's a collective thing. Personally, I think it's a collective thing. If we're all fighting for the thing to work, we all need to put in effort. I don't sit in my home and watch local league probably once a year and still say let's build in the local blasters. I don't even know the play. The reason why I need to see when we all make it a point that every year at least twice I'll go to the stadium to watch a match. I mean, Accra, if you're in Kumasi. The reason why the reason why we take matches to Kumasi is the way we patronize.
Because it's the home of football, local football.
They are passionate.
Yeah.
We are not passionate here in Accra.
So you are saying that the Ghanaians in Accra are not passionate about it?
No, it's not about the Ghanaians in Accra.
I'm also saying that what I'm saying is I don't blame the Ghanaians or I don't blame like the civilians because you the GFA. You guys are the ones, and the sports ministry. You guys are the ones supposed to make it attractive to us. You can't blame me if I don't go.
Yeah, but you see,
you should make it look.
You see, I'll come in.
Your job. That's why
I want to come. I want. You see, I want to come in. You see, just a minute.
Hold on, please. So we'll come back with the part two of this discussion. For now, we need to wrap up. So. Let me just ask one question. So basically, there are lots of issues that we need to discuss one after the other.
Yeah.
Now, tomorrow we have Ghana Niger.
Yeah.
We've not qualified.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, before I come back, let me just chip in. Right? You see, a team like Manchester United, right? When you read their history, I'm a Real Madrid fan, right? So now when you check United, right, their history, the club started in the town. And then the mayor of that town brought the people on board that this is the thing that we find in our town. So let's say Dansuma Zone 6 FC, everybody should get on board, right? Whether you're at work, if you have to at your leisure time, come and watch them play. Let's fund them. Let's do this. Real Madrid, right, started in Madrid, right? So now the mayor of Madrid decided to make it like a football culture. Come and watch them train on Monday. Come and watch them play on weekends, and that is how. They were able to form the team and look at where they are. Are you getting my point? So sometimes you also need the opinion leaders in the society to come on board to collaborate with the FA and the ministry, right? So that is it. So
I think that's a discussion.
So now coming to tomorrow's game, Ghana, right? I think for me, I want Ghana to win. I mean, as a Ghanaian, I want Ghana to be bad. I mean, for me, I don't want to say much about it because it's a mere formality. Our worst could be a draw, but if the Nigerians win, I wouldn't be surprised. But I wish the team were the best. Despite we are disappointed.
What's your prediction?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Ghana will lose.
Ghana will lose. Yeah. By how much? What will be the margin?
We could lose by 2-0.
2-0. Personally, I don't really know what to predict. Whether we know, but probably a 1-0 win for Ghana.
I don't think
tomorrow will be a day. Probably the coach will try all the players on his bench and then seals up.
But you see, watching Ghana qualifying, so watching Ghana not qualify, watching the next AFCON without Ghana. So the last time we didn't qualify was in Tunisia 2004, and in 2024 we didn't qualify. So in the last 20, so that's like 20 years back. Well, 20 years ago we couldn't qualify. Watching Ghana not play. So in this case, employment has been dwindled in a way because you have sports journalists traveling outside. So in this case, marketing comes in because certainly if we had qualified, some of our local players would have gotten a chance to play for them to market themselves. So everything's about marketing, and also the administration must also do the right thing, right? Because Ghana football needs to find its rhythm.
They need to be a part two of this,
right?
Yeah. So our time is up. So when we come back again, I think we have to have a part two of this discussion, the Ghana Black Stars. Right. So please note your points down.
I think we should talk about. We'll have a conversation.
So that's it for today. Yes. So that's it for today. This has been a discussion with you. Peace.